Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome, welcome, welcome to what some people have probably considered at some point to be the greatest store on earth. Some people, maybe even in this video. We are standing here in the bass guitar department with world famous Roger P. Noonan, ladies and gentlemen. Can we get a round?
Thank you. Thank
we do applause here at Reviewsday Tuesday.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we're going to talk about high-end, low-end today, ladies and gentlemen. Bass guitars with Metro Detroit's leading bass man, Roger Noonan.
Well, I want to thank my dear friend, Ricky, for having me here today. Ricky and Jack joining us. Whatever. We're going to start with basses. I guess Rickenbacker was credited for...
Robbenbachers.
Rockenbachers?
The Robbenbachers.
All right. Was credited for creating the first electric guitar. However, 1951, flashback. Woo! The first electric bass, Leo Fender. And in fact, we have it here. This is the one that Sting plays, by the way. And this is from the custom shop, which you can buy, moderately priced. It later became known as the Telecaster bass in 1982. So this 1951 till about 1957, this was the design of them. And then we go to 1957 design. They changed the design. So you're going to hold this one with Jack.
Jack. Go with that. That's fine. That's my name today.
And then Ricky. So you can see the differences. This came out in 1960. It's a jazz bass. And it's got the contoured body. And this is more of a squared off body. And two pickups. Then in 1972, or early 1970, they decided to move this pickup a half inch closer that way for more punch. Then after 1984, they brought it back to that original thing. Now, the reason we want two pickups on a bass, most people like, is because the closer you get that pickup to the neck, the more low end you get. And the farther away, you get more punch and high end. So basically, this is the classic. This, if you had on an island and you had to have one bass, what would it be, Jack?
Basically,
Oh,
this one.
I didn't see that coming. But here in Bassland, we've got all kinds of basses. And they've
We
morphed.
cover all bases, right?
We got them all covered. Sometimes our bases are loaded.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me.
do you need to take that?
Yeah?
He takes it.
Funny how quick
Takes the call.
changes, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I figured I missed your call earlier. I better
Roger
not
10
miss it
jobs. He's
again.
got to take a gig here in the middle of
Well,
Reviewsday.
you're on
Come on,
there.
guys. You
He's-
gotta take a
hang on a minute.
Yeah, I can still
He's
do it.
booking a gig. Hang on.
Okay, you're a man. You know all of that.
Okay, I'll see you
Why
there.
is the speaker so loud?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Skeeto, bye.
We got to leave. We got to
See,
leave
now,
that
see, I
in
took
there.
it now. I got the gig.
Okay.
Sorry about that, folks. Bass players in demand here in Detroit. But we have all kinds of basses. In fact, we got this little girl that does our website.
This little
What's her name? Julianne? Who is it?
Caitlin.
Caitlin. Kathy.
It's Caitlin.
So if you were to go to our website, and it's really cool because she just does a great job. It has everything about all our inventory. It's right there. And the thing that's kind of popular these days, are you here with me?
He's not.
Told him not to drink before this. But a question that comes up a lot more that never did is how much does the bass weigh? I guess it's because bass players are old now and they care, right? And no one ever cared how much does the bass weigh. I'll get the bass, I play it. But they tell you the wood, the fingerboard, all that stuff. This happens to be 9 pounds, so it's all good information to know. So these are called the Fender Aerodynes. They're made in the custom shop in Japan, and we have a lot of them. Fender
God.
Charvels. And the other big difference is active or passive. What's the difference for 10 points?
Active is powered by 9-volt.
9-volt battery. Justin's right on it. He's got it perfectly.
Drone.
What's that?
Drone?
Drone? Yeah, drone, that, whatever. So the difference being is when you're looking for a bass, if I want active or passive, with the passive you can't add any tone, you can only take away high end. So you got a tone knob, so you turn it down, you just take away the high end. But an active bass has a battery, and you can actually add frequencies.
More power.
Yep. More power, but you got to unplug them. So this Fender does make an active bass. As you can tell by the little battery hole. And we're going to play an active bass so you can see the difference an active bass can make to your bass playing. Here we go, active bass. So we also, Harry, some classic used stuff, and these are the Sadowski's designer basses. They come in fretted and fretless, no frets. Hey, Jerry, would you grab me a fretless bass over there real quick?
Yeah.
There you go. Take your time. We've got 10 minutes here. Fretless, no frets. Also, the big difference in strings, this is a flat wound, which are very smooth. And then round wounds, which are more brighter in tone. Complete line of Music Man, LTDs, and Yamahas. So here's a typical active bass. You've got bass, mid, and treble. So the bass, you can actually add bass, take away bass, add mid-range, and the same with treble. Now this is really great for a lot of different reasons, because especially if like you're a funk player, that's the benefit of an active bass. The P bass though is still, like I say, if you have to have one bass, it's a real woody sound that gets that Motown sound. You can still achieve that with an active bass, but you, this is a passive switch. So, but like I say, with an active bass, you have to maintain the battery. So that's kind of a little thing that you to keep aware of. You got to unplug them when you're not using them, so you don't kill the batteries. And while we're in bassland, we have a full selection of bass amps too. Fender, Mesa Boogie, Ampeg, Orange, Benz, Gensler. So it's your one-stop. Now, don't want to forget about Ibanez, because we've got lots of Ibanez's too. One of my favorite. I love this bass. Nice and light too. This is under 8 pounds. Okay, Eddie, you ready to take a walk? Okay, and if you want to modify a bass you already have, we have a full selection of active preamps, pickups, and a full selection of strings. Our string selection is maintained by our wonderful Mr. Gaff.
The
we
professor.
call him Bill. You can call him Will, if you will, or Memo. Then, over here, we're going to move one more time. You with me, Eddie? And then here we have, are we ready? And here we have a selection of really eclectic basses. This is a signature Tony Franklin fretless by Fender. Some vintage custom shop Fenders, which are big seller, nice and light. It looks like it's an old bass, but it's brand new. We got Rickenbacker. We've got Gibson basses, which they came on the scene about 1953. Rickenbacker introduced their bass in like 1955. We got the Hofners. Another, oh, this is cool, Thunderbird. Sadowski's. So quite a few, large selection of bass here, and if you need them tuned up, we do that too, usually in a day or two. So on behalf of all the bass friends we got here, this is Roger signing off from Breese. Once again, for Ricky's Reviewsday Tuesday.
Thanks for watching.
And thanks for having me. Thanks for being had. Whatever.